everybody, I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Z Garcia.
And today we're taking a look at the imaginatively titled Railroad Tiles.
It has railroads. It has tiles.
What cracks me up, though, is the game is 1/3 railroads.
Yeah, well, people tiles doesn't sound as good. Passenger tiles.
So this is a new game from a Horrible Guild.
And the title, of course, is a play on their previous Railroad Inc., which was a roll and write style game in which you had a grid, you would roll dice and then fill in railroads and roads and that sort of thing. And now that's evolved into its own thing.
Yeah, it's different, though. Don't run away yet.
It is.
Watch, and Z will show you how it plays.
Here we go. Here we've got a game set up for 3 players sitting here. We're going to go with orange, blue, and green, who've got their tokens right there. The game's going to be played over 8 rounds, and at the end of those 8 rounds, whoever has the most points is, of course, the winner of the game. In this turn order, every round, we are going to draft tiles from one of these columns. And so the orange player would go first. They've already started with a tile that you get outside of the game, and they can move their token to any one of these and select that grouping. Let's say they go there, they take all of these, and they are going to place them in their city here. As long as everything matches up sides, then you are good to go. And these are, by the way, mirror images on the other side in case it matters. So they could do that, connect road to road. They could do that, connect land to land and railroad to railroad. That's all fine. So they could do something like this. Let's say that. That would be perfectly legal, okay? But basically, as soon as they take and start working, then the next player can go, and blue would go. Blue might take this one, for example, and blue gets all of this, and they're going to line it all up, and then green can take one of these 2. Let's say green takes that, and they're going to fix all of that up and make it look gorgeous. They're going to do something like that. Okay? With that done, then we are going to check if there's any tokens here in these 2 spots. During the first round, there aren't any. And then the players could place a corresponding token, a train, a car, or a person, on a matching spot on their board and score some bonus points based on how many of that kind of thing are on that network. Right now, again, that does not apply. And now we are going to put a star on the one that no one took. This column is not being used for 3 players, but in 4 players that would also be in play. And then the players are going to go back up here in this order. And we're going to, for the next round, now scoot this over, reveal a new one, and refill these columns and draft again. Again, at the end of that round, then everybody gets to put out a person in a spot on their board that has a little marker for them, and they'll get some points for that. These stars will go to the player that takes that column, so you get a little bonus there. And the stars, what they allow you to do is, when you would have to place a token, or you're allowed to place a token on a type of symbol, you can cash in a star and put it on something else instead. Let's say I want to, put one out on a car, but there are no car selections up here. I can modify that by giving up one of these. And this is going to continue sliding down like so. Eventually, this will fall off the edge, and these 2 will be in play. And after 8 rounds, then this spot will be clear, and you know that that's the final round. All right? So that's the general idea there. At the end of the game, you're going to be scoring victory points for cities you've made. These are the city tiles or the district tiles, and if you get at least 3 together, that counts as a city. And that's going to get you some victory points. Being bigger than 3 is not really going to matter. So like this is okay, this is good. 3 more than that is really just wasteful. You want to do another one with at least 3. So you're going to get points for that. You're going to get points for your biggest rectangle that is filled in. And so, if this player manages to do something like that, and that's the biggest rectangle, then it's 2 by 3 here. So it's just 6 points for that. And then you're also going to lose points for every open end that you did not connect to. So you'll lose points for doing those things. That that's generally what's going on in the game. Now, I'm showing you the very, very basic version of this game. You can play with a little bit of an extra ability in the game by introducing these buildings. They're going to have a little flag in the corner, and everybody has a matching set, actually. So this player would have, scoot this up, this player would have these 3 that are matching these 3, and this player would have their 3. These are not the only 3 available. There are more in the boxes, but everybody will have the same 3. Every time one of these tokens that has the flag matching there shows up in this spot, like so, then that turn, when you take tiles, you are also playing one of these that have a flag. And they are going to have their own scoring conditions, things they want you to do or not do. And if you manage to achieve that at the end of the game, you're going to get 5 victory points for each of these. So, for example, this one here says that it wants you to be to have at least 2 tiles in all 4 directions leaving from it. And if that is the case, then you will have 5 victory points. If you do not accomplish that, then nothing. You simply don't score for it. And again, there's a variety of these in the base box. So that is generally what is going on in the game. You'll be taking victory points using these, okay? And I think that's enough for you to understand what is happening. So let's go ahead and go back up top.
Now, you mentioned at the beginning that this is like the board game version of Railroad Inc., which is a game I actually don't like.
And I never was a huge fan of it, and I've cooled on it even more.
My main reason for not loving it, though, was mostly I didn't like drawing all the stuff on it.
Sure.
That's just a lot of effort to roll right. This would fix that problem, I thought. But then I played this, and it's just a completely different game.
It is. My issue with Railroad Inc. is, yes, it's messy, and your tiles are never going to look that pretty, but yeah, it's neither here nor there. It was more that you would roll dice, sometimes quite a few dice with one of the expansions in, and they were everyone's dice. You couldn't just grab this stuff and then see how it would all line up. You had sometimes 6 dice that you need to transfer to your own board, limited by a finite grid that you had to keep track of. Okay, I did that one already, but I can't touch it. Everybody else is using them. That it was too much mental load for such a simple game, and this immediately and thankfully does away with that by letting you draft and keep your own tiles that I can just place in front of me, and I don't care what you're doing. I have my own. I can mix them, I can rotate them, I can put them anywhere I want to.
Not only that, in the base game of this, if you don't add in the scoring modules.
Yeah. What is that called?
If you don't add that
objectives.
The objectives, it's really basic.
I
mean, we're talking about a game that you are simply putting tiles out and then possibly scoring something. Mm-hmm. And it's very simple. You connect trains to trains, roads to roads, sometimes stations.
Yeah, you're basically at that point, you're trying to make little cities, right? 3 of those blue tiles, and make a big rectangle. That's kind of it.
Right, and the big rectangle is a lot more valuable than you might think. If you say, I'm going to skip part of scoring, that is not the one to skip.
Yeah, I agree.
I played in the game where someone did, the rectangle's not as important, and they lost miserably. Mm-hmm. They thought, I'll concentrate on connecting trains to trains, and no, you want that rectangle.
Yeah, and that can be worth a lot of points, too, connecting the different things, right? I mean, the first of a thing you put on a network, first car on a network, is 1 point. But the third one on that same network is 3. It does cap out at 5, so the 5th one is 5, the 6th one is 5. But that can give you quite a good return. It is, of course, finite because of what lets you put them out is the little track, the little, discs that trigger. You can use stars to put out more of them. I do like that. I like that the stars, you can cash it in and be like, well, I don't want to put out a train. I want to put out another passenger. 5 points again. That can be nice.
What did you think about how the game looked?
I think it looks fantastic. I love their style. Horrible Guild tends to have a very frail is the word that comes to mind, which is not quite the right way to describe
it.
It's
like a sketch. A sketch notebook style.
Yeah, there's something to most of their games, but especially this one, that looks very artsy, very genteel in a way, and yes, a little bit like a sketch. I think it looks fantastic.
I like it less. I'm not as excited by that. I don't mind seeing all the different trains going around. My concern is that the trains and all that seems cooler than it is. You're like, ooh, how are these going to connect? Oh, that's right, I should make the rectangle.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think the objectives, which is included here, I would never play without them, at least with just this base box.
Yes.
I feel like they give you more options. Hey, this one you want to surround with stuff. This one you don't want to surround with stuff. This one you want to have things. And it gives me more than just, well, I should probably grab the 4 tiles
Yeah.
because that helps me make my thing bigger. It's not always the case, but there's not usually a reason to take the 2. Other than maybe it will go with stars and turn order in the next round.
Yeah, if you get yourself in a jam where there's like one specific tile that goes in one specific spot and it comes up in the 2 group, then yeah, you'll do that.
But
Plus, of course, you'll go earlier if you go.
The objectives makes that happen more often, though.
I agree.
I need that tile, and so it makes the turn order more interesting to me.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you. I would probably throw them in, unless I'm teaching someone who's never played a tile laying game before. Be like, well, let me just teach you roads and railroads, and then we can worry about those objectives later.
There's also at least 8 expansions for this.
Yes.
I think we have 5 total here at the studio that add a whole ton. I haven't even messed with that stuff yet, but I know that extension exists out there. This is not a big box. This is also not a big game. If it had come out earlier in the year, I would say, are they trying to get the Spiel des Jahres?
Yeah, it does have that look, that feel, doesn't it? Absolutely.
So it's kind of tricky for me to rate this because I like it fine. I'm not in love with it, but I also feel that the potential is pretty strong. Like with those extra modules, and the modules look fun. So I'll come back and we'll revisit that stuff later. But as this base game in a box, I also have to take into account there's an easy game to get to the table. I could teach this. It says 45 minutes on here. That's at the very upper end, in my opinion.
I agree.
Especially if you play low player counts. A 2-player game of this, you could probably crank out in 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it's nice scaling, too. It's very simple scaling in it where you just put out fewer columns, basically. And in a 2-player game, one of the 2 left over randomly goes away and the other one gets a star. That's fine. Works well.
Yeah, and that back and forth, randomly going away, it is a very clean system.
Yeah.
So I like it fine. I feel like my rating will go up with more stuff. And again, I'm also always playing with the objectives, but I'd give it a 7. I think it's fun. It's simple to get to the table. It didn't wow me, maybe, but I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing.
Sure.
It did the job.
Yeah, and that's good, right? I mean, sometimes you just want a game that gets in, does the job well, gets out. I like it a little bit better than you. I'm giving it an 8. I like the look quite a bit that you don't like. I
don't hate it. I just don't
like it as much. Yeah, I like it does not just feel workmanlike to me, which you're kind of describing. I enjoy it more than that. I like what it's doing quite a bit. I've also played the app of Railroad Inc. quite a bit, and this makes me feel that a bit. That one's still Railroad Inc., but it feels easier to play, and then this sort of is a bridge. That app is sort of a bridge between them. I like what it's doing very much. This is a fun one. This is one I would be happy to play anytime, and I am also excited about the expansions. But even this, with the variety that it comes with the objective tiles, I think is solid. I give it an 8.
Well, there you go, folks. That's Railroad Tiles. I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Zeke Garcia.
See you next time. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.